So this is our pond. We built this thing a couple years ago and it's been working really well for us. Except for one thing. See how it looks like chocolate milk? We're gonna try to do something about that. Typically by this time of the year, we've put some pond dye in this to give it a little bit of color, just to make it more aesthetically pleasing. But I wanted to hold off on the pond dye this year because I wanted to see if this thing ever actually clears up. Whenever it has the dye in it, it's kind of hard to tell, but I always had the sneaking suspicion that it stayed cloudy like this. I need to get some equipment rounded up first, then I'll walk you through what I think is happening and why it's doing this, and see if we can't come up with a temporary solution, and then maybe explain what the long-term solution will be. We're gonna start trying to get to 555 down there. Now we haven't used it in a while because we haven't needed it in a while, but we're gonna do some load and carry operation with this. Fuel's on. It's got the oil underneath here, so let's just be quick about that. Oh, it's got the hydraulic oil. It's got the water. It's got all the things. It's almost got all the things. We've been problem solving a battery issue, and I came up with a solution that I absolutely love. It's just an expensive solution. I don't have the money for it yet, so we're just gonna slap another battery in here for the time being. Let's see if we can get this to work. Kind of make my leads a little longer, so we'll do the right thing and just hose clamp them. That'll be fine. We're running out of the juices, so I'm going to cheat a little bit. She looks good. Oh, it's been a while. All right, let's get her down to the pond. Look at her in all her glory. Makes a fella happy. Building a fake boat in the middle of the woods, in case you didn't know. Fun little side project. Anyway, we're after this. The Caterpillar 304 mini excavator. Just because the way this pond is settled into the hill, we get all this runoff that comes down. And that's probably the biggest contributing factor to why it's always stirred up and silty like that. There's always some sort of water running into it. And I'm not saying this is the main issue, but I do think it's a big contributing factor. There is a ditch that runs along here. And it's all silted in and filled in at this point. But over here, there's a culvert that comes out and goes underneath right there. And down across the bed of riprap into the pond. Well, that ditch catches any kind of silty runoff that comes off this hill and then pipes that are underneath, basically through the culvert. So the thought concept I have is we're gonna build an area up here. Let's just do it. I don't know how to explain it. Let's just do it. Well, the whole reason we have the loader down here, right now we're just gonna scoop and pile all this in a pile. And then I'm hoping tomorrow I can get in here with the loader and load it all out. It's not going far, but it's not staying here. That'll drain, huh? That'll keep it off the road. Fancy. I hope you didn't come here for high standards because we left those at the door. Next step, we're gonna build a pretty decent sized little basin right here. We're gonna throw all that dirt on that side. We started about 5 o'clock yesterday evening. The goal is to get equipment down here and get this hole dug because I wanted to know, and it is confirmed, that this hill, and you saw the rock we dug out, it just seeps water constantly. And this is no secret. Everybody understands you mix mud with water, you get dirty water. The problem is that's what we're filling our pond with. Dirty water comes in, dirty water comes out. So the plan is pretty simple. Brought the old fuel trailer down with me. It's no Thunder Creek, it's more of our Whisper Stream setup, but it does the trick for us. About 45 gallons of fuel. They didn't have any geotextile at the store I went to the other day. They had a section for it, but it was out. We're just running this. It'll do the job. The goal is we're just gonna build a type of filter on the uphill side of that culvert so it can kind of clean that water up a little bit as it goes through. Hopefully, a little bit cleaner water going into the pond. Will it work? I doubt it. But I got everything laying around except for this. We might as well try. I got some of this cattle panel. We're gonna put that in front of the culvert as a structure to go behind the fabric. I think it's just a big chunk right here where we probably shoved it in while we were digging out. Oh yeah. Now there are multiple things that are gonna cause this kind of silty water. Not having enough ground cover, yeah, that's one. Plant some more grasses, some more ground cover to filter it out. All the surface water coming down into the pond, yep, that would help, absolutely. Some of our banks aren't the best as far as ground cover. Yeah, we could fix that as well. Some more riprap to cover up the dirt we just exposed because the dirt's gonna certainly make some silty runoff whenever it rains. Yeah, I hear you, I know. There's lots of parts to it, and we have multiple parts to this plan to go around, all the way around this pond. This is just the starting point. It's what I identified as one of the biggest issues And from there, we can see how much of a difference it makes. There is an inevitable flaw with this, and that's that this will eventually silt up because we're not letting it through the culvert as much. That's okay. There is a long-term plan where this will be taken out of play altogether, and I'll talk about that towards the end of the video. The next step though, we're gonna take some riprap from that side of the road and pile it up on the front of this so that riprap holds that tight up against that culvert. So whenever we put this riprap in, well, that was a long time ago, I pretty much just dumped a triaxle load over the side. I think I shoved it off with a dozer, and I didn't really have an excavator here to do any kind of nice placement with. So there's a lot of riprap that's not directly in the ditch line, which means I have a fair amount to work with. It's definitely tedious doing it this way, but it keeps me from tearing everything up with the excavator or busting through that fabric and kind of defeating the whole purpose of what we're doing. So a few extra minutes, but overall not too terrible. Not saying it's foolproof, but it's an attempt, and that's something. That's something. I'll get the backhoe topped off as well, then go get this thing parked and out of the way. Of course, I want to get it running first too. It's gonna be a little tricky to get decent scoops because we're shoving downhill, but half of this is going that way and the other half is going that way. So once we get enough of this out of the way, we can go through, we'll go through. You get it, we're moving dirt. Oh, I mean, neat. Let's see if we got any extra hoses. That's good for the grass. I dug through my random hoses and I got this fella right here. I think that'll work. She's a little long, but we can probably make her work. Let me go grab a bucket. We're gonna lose some more fluid there. Catch what we can. There's a little concern for movement of the machine like this, but considering that is just an absolute blown out hole, I think she's just kind of wedged in the position she's in. The thing is, I forgot to put a daggone tooth bar on this bucket. And I was getting ready to run it like I have the smooth face for all those years. And well, that was the wrong thing. Am I catching it? I'm catching it. All right, let's see how lucky we can get here. Not super lucky, daggone. Wrong type of fitting. Pipe fitting, that's JIC, shoot. So step 2 is gonna have to wait for another day. The hydraulic shop, it's Saturday and it's noon, so not open right now. We'll just go ahead and take both those off and replace both of them. Might as well. Well, let's see if we can make step 3 happen, huh? We'll run out there real quick. Months ago I came out here in the woods and I dug up a bunch of these limestone rocks. I think a lot of these I can move with the little tractor, the 755. But I got to get them swung up out of here. This is where we've been digging at, so it's a swampy mess. I don't want to get the tractor stuck. So let me get these all shifted uphill. We can take with the small tractor and then we'll just pack the big ones with the 304, I guess. Dug these out over the winter. They've been rained on quite a bit, which is nice. They've cleaned up a little bit. The plan was after we moved the dirt to use the 555 to get all these rocks moved back with the rock grapple we've got. That plan's no longer gonna happen. So I got them all swung up here on top of the hill. I think the 755 can get a vast majority of these. I tried to get them arranged where I can just come in here, scoop up the hill and go out and set up in the best way for how they're going to ride on the forks. This one right here. She's got a little seep to her. And these are welded cylinders right here. So you pretty much got to replace the whole cylinder. That's no big deal though, you know, heck, just put it on the list. Alright. Gotta zip tie my fuel shelf solenoid. I don't know if this episode's about fixing ponds or about all the things that I should be fixing instead of fixing ponds. She starts though. Cool, nice, awesome. We're starting to get into some more sizable ones here. We'll see if she can hold up for us.
Not too bad for a 20 horse compact tractor. Pretty dang impressive. She's got all these moved, which leaves us only, that only leaves us 2 rocks to get back with the 304. Ground speed of 0.07 miles an hour. I watch where my boom filter's at there. As long as I can grab this without shoving it back into the cab, or my cylinder, or my hose. Oh, I think I have the blade. I got the blade. I got a raft too. Cool. Very nice. All right. Terrible. I think we're on the right track here. I don't think that looks bad at all. I don't think that looks bad at all. Especially considering it's all free rock, except for the cost of fuel. I'd hoped to get quite a bit more done, but yeah, life happens. I'm gonna take both those hoses off yet. Take those to town Monday, I guess. Get those replaced. So next video we'll work on this. We'll work on getting all this stuff loaded out of here, and then we can work on this side of the operation. We're gonna go get a bunch more of those big rocks, hopefully some bigger ones, and start at the bottom and kind of stair step our way up. Gotta make it look like a waterfall over rocks type thing. Slightly aesthetics, slightly function to help with the washout issue right there. Let's talk long term, because I said this is not the long term solution. This will stay. At some point in the future, maybe this year, maybe next year, this part of this hill all gets trucked out to the front side of our house, so we can use it for some fill on the front side of the house. Whenever we do that, that will give us enough elevation fall. And I know it doesn't look like it, but from probably there to where the side-by-side is, that's about 6 feet elevation gain. So we got to get all of that out of there. That'll give us enough fall that that ditch can go all the way around the back side of the pond, which means none of the runoff, none of the silt, none of this runoff from that whole hill, none of that will be going into that. It'll all be going around, unless we want it to. What we'll do, we will put a gate on this side. You've seen them on those channels, those homesteads that use flood style irrigation. We'll put that type of gate in there. The pond starts looking like it needs a little water, we can close that gate. It'll divert the water through this into the pond. If the pond's looking great, we can leave that gate open, and any rain or groundwater that comes through just flow on around, and that way any silt that builds up in this little bed that we've got will also be washed out. That's the long-term plan. I'm hoping this gets us by in the meantime. Look at the backhoe. He was so excited. He was so ready to be a part of the party. If this is your first Captain Kleeman video, welcome to the channel, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you've been with us for a while, I'm so glad that you are still with us, because this is all part of the whole big journey of everything we got going on, and that means you get to see little things like this, the improvements we make to these big projects over time. And if you want to see the rest of the projects we got coming up to improve this pond, make sure you stay tuned to the channel. You got your notifications on, you're subscribed, all that fun stuff. Can't thank you guys enough for watching. I don't know what day this video is coming out, but we post every Monday and Thursday, so whatever today is, it's the other one. That's when the next one's coming.